We're gonna bust down the breach. You guys open up gate. On the fence.
And then
the Empire.
Who's King Lizard? Well, you got. Can you be the guy to just walk up and cap? A? For time?
Sure.
And for the.
fearless and therefore powerful.
Strong arms and a
You
What do you do?
underestimate
somebody-
us at your own
Somebody on the
peril.
defense start. Yeah, you start with shields first. Somebody on the defense start with shields first. Everyone else bring either IPG or 40, but have a good spread. You should be able to
140
bring
for
triple
sure.
purple. Yeah.
We want a standard kill box setup at some point.
Okay for the cameras. Okay.
Oh, we have it flipped, Hecko. Okay, go to the supply. You bring out your 40s. I'm gonna bring out my my shields. Long sword shit, you know. Gotta go over that.
Follow the tunnel that was least discomforting. They all seem awful and terrifying.
The question is, what was Daniel's perception of these tunnels? Guys, get your phones out. Paige, we're going to send you audio recordings from each of these tunnels.
Okay, is everyone who's here on my stream, by the way?
Yes,
I
sir.
got most of you in here. All right. Start busting up that breach. So if you are, let's say, trying to stop a Sally at this gate, or if you're on the inside, you're trying to defend this gate, right? There's some things that work and there's some things that don't. Get your units out of here. Get the fuck away.
Well, you asked me if you were trying to stop. I thought we were supposed to demonstration how to stop Sally.
What? No, not at all. Throat, I'm gonna fucking kick you, dude.
I'm supposed to cap A, right?
Yes, King Lizard Cafe. There we go. We're starting to get here. You guys can move back from this gate. I'm gonna need to come through here. Do you guys want to move away?
Units, assemble.
Bring all your units wide away. I know. I'm just gonna do the 40s real fast. So if you are over here and you are defending, right? If you have to maneuver your 40s, keeping them in the tight pocket formation means if they get dived, right? You can either insta V and they'll establish near them, or you can insta brace and there'll be a DPS pocket. Maneuver with F3. That is how you walk them around. And since they're so tight, you make sure that the travel distance from where they're standing to where they're going, which one of the triangles is theirs, is as short as possible, which means they move from point A to point B more quickly in this formation. If you spread it, they all start spreading wide, and you see how their angles make them move forward more slowly because they have to spread wide, like it's a 45 instead of a 90. Hypotenuse and all that shit, right? So maneuver with F3. Once you put them in formation, say you have them here at gate in F3, one mortar shot, one short sword splash, one long sword ult, one anything. This entire unit gets disrupted. This is the AoE of just standard everything. You have to put them dispersed. Line formation's ass, don't even consider line.
What was that?
No idea. Anyway, war stand back.
It's not working, so.
Okay, war, stop aggroing the 40s. Alright, if you are defending a gate, right? And you have a 40 on either side, ideally, for maximum DPS for spread of area, right? You want to have it to where on the corner is your front left, the corner of the gate, and then in the center of the gate's opening, over here, is where your front right corner is. You want to make it like a little fucking pizza slice of death here, right? This maximizes DPS from both points where the most amount of 40s can stab along each set of area. If you spread it back, then you start to lose DPS towards the deeper side where stuff needs to start dying out more quickly before it gets out. Yeah, so brace these. Set it up here where the front corner's touching mine. You get a little slice course. This is pretty close though. You have the angle right. If you're defending a gate, you want this general shape of shit. And then you just want to make sure that you don't have too much in front of it so you're not getting artied, right? But yeah, that's defense. If you are attacking, right? Let's say They have an X point right there that I need to go take. And TW City 1, I need to get in there, and I need to block up the path to the left, which goes to breach. You maneuver them in, just as we talked about maneuvering. If you spread wide right, they try to walk along the walls and do all sorts of weird shit. The pathing gets fucked up because this game sucks. But you just maneuver them with F3. And then once they're here, and the first one's hit, then you start to spread. You get them along that wall. But that's the idea behind 40s, right? Move them as quickly as you can, brace them to cover as much area as you can, and they'll do their job. It's a pretty AFK unit once you get those basics down.
I do have a question.
You can.
What is your question?
But with the 40s in that position, aren't they vulnerable to artillery?
They can be. With the angles that you have them at, right? You see, I wasn't using the front left corner of the opening. I was using the front left corner of like the buttress, where their spear made it to the opening, not the body. So you would have maybe 2 models towards the backside that are exposed to artillery, but it's still with the rows behind maximizes the DPS output the deeper you get in.
Gotcha.
Units!
You're always gonna you're gonna lose some to like AI guns randomly hitting them and shit.
Get into position! Together!
Alright.
No, listen, the way I was taught back in my...
Doesn't matter what you were taught, this is what's correct. So if you guys could come up here and set up a standard kill box by this gate here, right? Just come up, put a, shield on one side, bring up the 40s, defense side, defense people, right? If you could put up a kill box by the gate. ISG player. Thank you guys, thank you. Put up a standard little kill box here. Get the shields close. With your IPGs, don't walk or anything, right? Just just sit there. I'm going to demonstrate what not to do real fast. So we have a whole lot of people who... where are you? You watching this? I don't even know where this guy is.
Brace yourself! Spread out!
Put the shields off the side.
We get a bunch of dudes though who like they're playing longsword, which is already not ideal, but they run in and then they just kind of do this, right? They try to fucking like fight the front of a shield unit and they get CC'd and they're having a bad time. Like it doesn't work. You cannot do that. I forgot about the death timer.
Even if you have units and shit, like you may not die very quickly, but you're going to just not accomplish anything.
Oh, yeah. Make sure when you go in, your unit is with you. Like, make sure if you need to pause for a quick second, make sure your units are there when you go in.
Yeah.
That way, you're not just running as a hero like headlong in a pipe.
The Empire!
Unless a point is capping, at which point fuck your unit.
Yes, that is true. I mean yes. But what you should be doing anyway, right? You're on your horse engaging. You're getting past everything. Hey, look! Wow, I'm behind. Immediately, they have a full kill box, right? All of their shit is here, and I got through for free instantly.
Nobody read because it's a training.
It doesn't matter, Throat. You can run through. I've done it every single life, every single fight, every single T where we've had this season. You can get on your horse and you can run through.
Well, yeah,
it doesn't fucking matter.
I've done it many times too, but I mean, you're not 100% guaranteed, right? You're like that.
It is. That's the cool thing. It is 100. It is infinitely higher of a chance that you'll get in if you're on your horse jumping past than if you're not on your horse hitting the front of a shield.
And nothing stops a longsword from getting in. Use Clash of Shields if you're just in. Don't hit a shield.
Yeah, and then at this point, I'm breaking up Artie. I'm pulling their heroes back. This chain dart has to pull back to hit me. I have enough life. His DPS isn't going to stop me, so one of your DPS classes has to pull back to hit me, right? All of a sudden, my 1 life over here is worth 2 of theirs that has to rotate back, plus I break Artie. So now, if we have equal numbers in the fight, it's 14 versus 13 coming into the gate. We have advantage.
Or clash of shields one side. Like, once you jumped over, you can clash of shields like one hand side.
Yeah, once I'm in, you can disrupt shit. You can start busting up their stuff.
As long as you don't hit shields. Clash of guys gotta stop.
Form up. Spread out.
Yeah, you can also use their own RP against them. You can do all sorts.
Move the IPGs where you would normally have ISGs, which is like 20 feet away.
Get into
If you're
position.
just within 2 seconds, you can walk them to the gate.
Units. Get into position.
Just for demonstration.
Position.
Usually, you wouldn't want to engage on your hero until maybe shields got right about here. At this point, you're going to go like full sprint. You're fucking going to commit as a hero. Dive in.
Yeah.
And right into the back of shit. Weapon dance.
You see right here the important thing, what his unit is doing. Most people have somewhere in their warband ISGs. Something with cover commander, men at arms, doesn't matter what it is. If you run past while they're in cover commander, they will fight anything between you and them. So your ISGs are still distracting up front, still putting in damage up front, letting you hit them in the back. You don't need to be, like if these were my ISGs, I don't need to be standing here while they're brawling. I'm now effectively slot walking, doing nothing. You know?
Look for gap.
Stand fast. Look, if you get that stand fast, you got that on them. While you're doing that, it'll slide right through them.
You don't even need to. These guys are here, so our men at arms can get in and do the damage. They're just absorb damage. But if you are a men at arms player, same thing, cover commander, the shields go in and do that, you're gonna want to look for a gap. Come in over here, right? Obviously, they're not gonna follow it.
So when we are doing pushes in the remaining CWs, it's the ISGs that go in first, and then the men at arms.
Every single time ISGs go first.
Right. No. I know that, but sometimes after the ISGs go, nothing really happens, or we kind of get stuck.
Those people will be yelled at. They don't follow in ISGs. That's a fucking bad thing to do.
Right, so it's ISGs, then men at arms, then the
pipes.
pokey stabbies.
No, pokey stabbies. If we have... Okay. If Hiko's walking forward, he sent his unit away. But if Hiko is walking forward here, right? I follow up with the IPGs. And then as he is taking damage from the front for me, so that I'm not getting hit, I can initiate my walk, which lets their mastery, after they get 3 hits in, they become CC immune. So they're not getting CC'd because the ISGs are taking the hit. My IPGs start to get hits in, and then as they're can someone go Cat B? As they start damaging things, they're now CC immune, which means they can walk past the shields for free, and they're stunning everything they touch, which lets the men at arms get criticals. Right? It's a 1-2-3 step that maximizes everything's potential. Shields, IPGs, men at arms. I'm gonna go through this real fast because we don't have a whole bunch of time, right? But IPGs, similar to 40s, you maneuver them with the close together one, which is their Shiltron. You maneuver them with the circle, so they're always a tight ball with maximized DPS. If you have to cover a wide area with your walk, you use the dispersed one, so that way you have the same amount of stun at the front as you do at the back. You have layers of it. So they're stunning, and then as soon as this model that's in front gets past the enemy that's right here, the model gets here, the back one is now stunning this one, which keeps it stunned the whole time. If you have it in line formation, the IPGs will walk past shit, and you'll stop stunning them, and they'll get behind you, right? It's a thin line they have, so you gotta do them in disperse. Unless...
Who's got these IPGs beside
Point C.
Throw it.
Watch the video.
I am.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so aside from when you're covering a wide area, if you are attacking with IPGs, which for us now is more common, you use the circle formation because it is a bullet, right? They're going to have a death ball, they're going to have a single thing standing somewhere. And IPG damage ticks stack per model. So if you go through here, yeah, initiate with your shields if you can.
And this is a demonstration of how to shield too. You have to press forward with your shields.
The enemy captured the
and
point.
take up the space that IPGs are made.
Oh, hold on, before you go in, 1 second. I noticed a lot of our IPGs last T were walking into the walls at a gate. If you try to walk whenever your camera is inside of a wall, this one's solid, but sometimes it can bug out, and you'll walk them, if you're inverted like this, inside the wall, your camera will aim the arrow this way, and you'll walk against the wall instead of forward. So just make sure you're not doing that.
Generally, if you want to walk to the left, kind of go to the left side of the wall, and it'll give you a clear line of sight. If you want to walk left and you're over here, See, my camera's clipping into the wall.
Yeah.
Just be on the side that you want to walk on.
Yeah, keep your hero away from the walls. So there's a lot of maneuvering you can do with IPGs, right? Like I could charge them this way and then walk the side of all this. I could try to do all sorts of fancy shit. But honestly, the main thing you want to do is have a shield engage. You can go forward, Hiko.
Units, assemble.
And then you follow up with your shield, or with your pikes.
Units, assemble.
And then as they're engaging, you just do a simple walk. After 15 footsteps, or whenever the timer reaches 36, you can press your 3 ability to do the stab, which should reset your walk. And then you just walk them again. Right?
If I'm back here, as long as I'm in the back line, I'm dragging my shield with them. So they're just always attacking.
Form up, get moving. Units, assemble.
So, let me pull these out, whatever I have left. Some other just general key things and tips, right? The charge doctrine on them is pretty awesome. It lets them, you can maneuver them a little more quickly because you can just charge over gaps and stuff. But you can also initiate charges with them. If you use the charge 3, send them forward into stuff. The moment you see damage numbers, you start your walk. The moment you see them, but you don't wait too long because then they start to get CC'd. For Slam's question, IPG Mastery. It has during one of the nodes they get like a loyal strike or some shit like that. I don't remember what it's called. But it makes it to where during your walk, every single damage tick that each model gets adds up a counter of damage that it'll deal during its new ability, Loyal Strike. So then you press that after the walk has done as much as it possibly can. And then for every kill that it gets, it resets a certain amount of time off your walk's cooldown. So if you have effective walks and effective stabs, you can chain with no cooldown over and over again.
Units,
I'd like to demonstrate
Units,
as part of IPG
assemble.
training.
All position.
How to counter
Brace
IPGs.
yourself. Form up. No enemy will. Units, assemble. Form up. Form up. Into position. Form up. Hold steady. Brace yourself.
You can walk from out in the gate, I guess.
Get into
You just
position.
walk straight out. You never, ever want to play IPGs with a unit. All you're doing is giving them CC immunity from the mastery tree. That's all you're doing. They're the few units you're just eye of the hero. So if you just walk straight out.
Yeah, Ward, just walk forward.
Form up. Yes, Commander. Advance.
Yeah. So before they hit anything,
Units, assemble.
Stop them all. Done.
Yeah, their CC immunity comes from them hitting stuff. So if you see an IPG coming at you, maneuver your unit to the side, right? Get them to walk this way, but like pull your unit kind of backwards into the side, micro them away from the walk, because it is a slow walk. Your unit will walk faster away than those guys will advance, right? Pull your unit away, don't let them get the damage in, don't let them get the CC, don't let them get the immunity, and then hero play them from the side to knock them all down.
If they're a unit, I'd rather me die stopping one of those walks than that walk wipe our whole match. Because it's a unit that is super overpowered right now and has the ability to.
Yeah.
My life is worth it. And I believe they get more damage for their 3. The more damage the walk does, and then the 3, the more damage it does, the faster reset
Get into
goes.
position.
So how many of you guys here in the lobby have mastery? Oh, I can just see that. Everyone but Slam and Care. Okay. So walk your shit, and you guys all have the 7-second cooldown timer reduction, right?
Your unit is retreating.
I assume so. Everyone should.
Cavalry.
In the I can answer that after this. I don't remember off the top of my head. But if you have that 7-second cooldown reduction doctrine, then the skill cooldown for your advance whenever you press your loyal strike will be 36 seconds. Towards the end of the 36, closer to the 35, right? That is going to maximize the walk damage they get in before you do the stab. If you don't have that cooldown reduction, you can just add 7 seconds to that and do it at 42 on the border of 43. Or you can just wait till you hear 15 stops.
Cavalry. Wait for my command. Get into position.
It's
Fall in. Watch your spacing. Cavalry.
ruin it on
Wait for
everything.
my command. In position. All troops form up. Form up! Cavalry!
See, there's an example of
All troops form up!
why the charge can be done. If you charge and aren't quick enough on the 2, you will simply waste your wall. Your unit is then already on its ass.
Wait for my command! Make haste!
Oh, they spread my team to do
Get into position!
lack of aggression.
All troops form up!
And again, this walk wasn't close. I wish that was. I know we ran out of time. But that was just a big clusterfuck.
No, I
Yeah.
was just throwing, dude. Whatever.
All right.
If you want to do it, I would